All right. So, what are we going to do today? We will actually continue from where we had left yesterday, and then we'll go into system of linear equations and do a quick recap of what we knew already, or what most of you would be knowing already. That is, dealing with system of equations using or solving system of linear equations, solving system of linear equations using method of elimination or method of substitution. And then we'll look at some of the interesting stuff related to the graph that we dealt with yesterday. Are you getting the breeze from there on this place? Okay. And probably once everybody is here, then I'll take your help for closing the door. All right. So before we start, I don't give you guys assignments, right? I don't bother you guys with a lot of assignments, and I will never do that. That's not the plan. Because the assumption is you guys are grown up enough, mature enough, sensible enough to go back after the class, go to the unit test on Khan Academy and practice some problems. Not to do that because you have been asked to do, more to do so with the idea of checking whatever we are learning in the class, are we able to apply that for solving problems or not? Okay, so that's the expectation. Okay, now, but when I was talking about me not giving you guys assignment, the idea was I'm trying to give you guys assignment. Now, since you guys are already, some of you are in the high school, some are approaching end of high school, so when you move towards a much more serious part of your career, there is one skill that will be very much needed for all of you, and that is called enterprising skill. How enterprising you are, how do you sell your idea, how do you convey your point of view, how do you make people aware of what you know and what you want people to know. That will become a very important part of it. So I'm giving you guys one assignment, and that assignment is without stress, like my usual style. I want you guys to just, when the school starts, when you talk to your friends, at least make them aware of what you are doing in the class. Okay, what is this math class all about? Are you finding it interesting? I want more of your friends to join this class, because my goal is to make sure that we have more kids working together on their plan for SAT. So when you have your best friends joining the class, you don't have to apply any force, just share the information and see what is their reaction. If they join with you, that gives you a platform for practicing more. Obviously, I'll get more students in the class, and that helps me work on a longer term plan that some of you are already aware of. But try exploring your skill with you being enterprising. Okay, that's just a recommendation for you guys. No force, no task, no deadline. It's just an opportunity to explore your own self. Okay, all right. Let's move on to math. It was non-math topic, so let's come to math. So yesterday we talked about. Let's look at what all did we talk about. We talked about. Where are the topics? We talked about linear relationship, word problems. We also talked about how do you translate word problems into models, or how do you interpret the models. And then we talked about how do you interpret a linear function, and we did some problems. Okay, so let's continue that journey, and then we'll talk about few more problems relating to the topic that we covered yesterday, and then we'll look at the concepts around the graph of linear function. How do we interpret the intercepts? How do we interpret the slopes? Do few problems here and there, and then we'll move on to system of linear equations. Does that sound okay to everybody, or anything that you guys think we don't need to? Okay, all right. So Jenna has learned one trick very quickly. She knows that sooner you react to the point coming from the teacher, your name will not be called out. No, I'm just kidding with that. It's okay. All right. So let's look at one more problem. More the problem, more the comfort with the concepts. Okay. So I have an equation x equal to 4y
plus 6. We are all used to seeing the equation in this form, the slope intercept form. Here what you are seeing is your x is equal to 4y plus 6. So you are seeing a little bit of flip with respect to the equation that you have to deal with. This is the equation given and says which of the following could be the graph of the given equation. I have one graph like this, and this is 6 and this is 2. So graph goes like this. Okay, I'm just doing a rough sketch so that you guys can relate. 2, 4, 6. If I put a lot of effort to make it perfect, then I'll be wasting the whole class. Second graph is like this. Here it is 6, here it is 2, and the graph goes like this. Third one is here it is 6 and here it is 2. It goes like this. And the fourth one is this is 6, this is 2 minus 2, and the graph goes like this. So now, unfortunately you guys have to deal with my drawing skills, but this is the equation, x equal to 4y plus 6, and this question says which of the following graph is relating to this equation. The only thing that you would want to note down here is, in the first graph, this is my x-axis and this is just before minus 2. It starts from here and touches 6 on the y-axis. This one touches 6 on the x-axis, minus 6 basically, minus 6, and then little above minus 2 it crosses this way. This line is going intercepting x-axis at minus 6 and touches y-axis at little below 2, and this one is little above minus 2 and touches the x-axis at 6. From this equation you have to tell which one is the option that is which of these graphs representing this equation. Did everybody get the question? Okay? Okay. Nikhil, Rehan, Asmita,
Yes, sir.
Vishal, everybody, right? You guys got the question. And this is the kind of question that you will end up dealing with, okay? So you have this equation and you are given 4 graphs, more or less a rough view, and from that you have to figure out which one looks closest to this equation, or which one looks the closest representation of this equation. And this is the trick that you guys have heard enough from me. So, okay, you guys think about it. I'll just go close the garage door. Yes, Vishal. Tell me.
I got C.
You got C. Did you apply RAM? I'm just kidding. Okay. No, I mean that's. I'll come to you, but just to understand how you are approaching it. What is the thought that has gone behind the scene? Hashvita, Purvi, Rehan, Ria, Chris, Nikhil, everybody. Jenna, what's going in your mind right now? Still thinking?
Yes, sir. Wait, my bad. Wait, I got B.
One more time.
I got B.
B.
My bad.
Okay.
C.
Okay. And I'll give you guys 5 minutes for solving it, or at least telling me the approach how you will solve it. BSc same?
Yeah, that's how it looks.
No.
Or wait, I can't really see what's the axis.
So this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis, this is your y-axis.
I got confused because it seemed like the equation was the
So this one is going in the first quadrant, this one is going in the fourth quadrant.
yeah, I thought it was the x-axis was the minus.
Okay, this one is not a no. So that's why I'm saying you will have to deal with my drawing skills, which is not great. Okay, one more minute. Now, before I go to Vishal, anybody wants to tell me what is going on in your mind? How are you approaching this problem? Would we? Yeah, Jana,
what
go ahead.
I'm doing is that I'm trying to get slope intercept again.
Okay.
And then from there I can find my y-intercept and see which one it like goes with the graphs.
Okay. That's one approach. Okay. Urvi, Hasmita, Rehan, Grace, Nikhil, Ria.
Yeah, I'm also like kind of the same way. Like the answer I'm getting, I don't see it on there. It's confusing.
Okay. But what would be your approach? Our answer we can figure out. Okay. I don't really care about the answer, but what is the approach that you have in your mind? That's what I'm interested in.
I'm converting it into a slope intercept.
Okay.
Like y equals 10x plus 2.
Okay. Yep. You are thinking D. Okay. Why you? I mean, what is the approach you are thinking?
The same as they said, I converted it to
Slope intercept form. Okay.
and based off the slope of the y.
Okay. Yeah, Vishal, your turn. Tell me, better, how did you arrive at B? And I mean, what was the approach that you took, and then how did you come to B?
First, I subtracted, I made the 4y come onto one side. So it would be like, so I subtracted 4y. So it would be like negative 4y is equal to negative x plus 6. Wait, same, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I divided by 4. And then so when I divided by 4, negative 6 is like
Yeah.
would be negative 1.5. So I know that the y-intercept is negative 1.5. And since negative x divided by 4 is negative, so I know that it has to be going this way.
Okay.
Side.
Okay. Yeah, so approach wise, I don't see a problem. We'll see whether which answer is the correct one. So, but Ria, Hasmita, Rehan, Nikhil, Chris, are you guys seeing merit in what your friends are saying? Are you thinking on the similar lines or any different approach? Similar approach? Okay. Now let me do it.
Wait, I think I made a mistake.
Uh-huh.
I made a mistake.
Okay.
This
What is the mistake? And what are you coming down to now?
like this. I know that it's
Okay.
like it's going the wrong way.
Okay. Now see, let me peel off the onion, okay, and do that in the simplest possible way. Now, whenever I have a graph like this to pull from, it's good thing is it's a linear equation, so I mean, we don't have to worry much about it. When it comes to linear equation, there are only two forms: standard form or y-intercept form. Since from the pictures you are seeing that, you are clearly told at what point it is intersecting x and y axis. So y-intercept form would be the closest to this. That's based on the A part of it. Okay, when I'm looking at it, so if I try getting that with the y-intercept form, that will probably give me the clue. Now, what does y-intercept form tell me? Y-intercept form tells me the slope of the equation and also the point where it intersects the y-axis. So, if I convert this into y-intercept form, that will tell me what is the slope
whether it's a positive slope, negative slope, positive intercept, negative intercept, based on that I can find it out. A positive slope will go like this, negative slope will go like this. Why? Positive slope means for every increase of x, y is increasing. Negative slope means for every increase of x, y is decreasing. So that's why, see here, if you look at it, if you change your x, increase your x by let's say 1 unit, in this case your value of y is decreasing. Here whatever is the value of y, this value is less. So that means any downward line represents a negative slope, any upward line represents a positive slope. You guys are with me so far? Make sense? Urvi, Ria, Jenna? Yeah? Okay. Chris? Nikhil, no problem so far, right?
No, sir.
Okay. So basically, downward line represents a negative slope, upward represents a positive slope. That's simple, right? And this slope is going down, this slope is going up. Now, this is the understanding part of it. Now, from this equation, my analysis says, if I convert this into a slope-intercept form, from that, if I see a positive slope, I will pick between this or this or this. If I see a negative slope, then I will pick this. Once let's see if it turns out to be a positive slope, it will be these three, then we'll have to look at what is the y-intercept, where it is hitting the y-axis or x-axis. So let's do this. Let's try finding it out. Now, x equal to 4y plus 6. I'm confused. This is not the way I see y-intercept form. I see this as y equal to mx plus c. So let's convert this into this form first. Y I will have to get on one side, everything else on the other side. And whatever is the coefficient of x, that will be my slope, and whatever is here, that will be my y-intercept. Correct? That's the only correlation we are aware of. So let's convert this first. Meaning I have to get y on one side. So let's keep y on one side and get 6 here. X minus 6 equal to 4y. Or let me write it in the way that is more familiar. 4y equal to x minus 6. That means y will be equal to 4 goes down here, x minus 6 by 4, which translates into x by 4 minus 6 by 4. So y equals 1 by 4x minus 1.5. Yeah? So one thing is clear, that my slope is positive and my y-intercept is negative. Now let's look at all these options. Here this one is ruled out. I am not even bothering about this because the slope is negative. Now between A, C and D we have to pick. My y-intercept is minus 1.5, meaning wherever this line is touching the y-axis, that has to be negative. Here it's touching close, little below 2, which could be this value, but this is positive. I am ruling out this also. If you look at this, here also it's intersecting y-axis at a positive point, ruled out. I am not even going anywhere. I'll just pick this guy. So for solving this problem, what did we do? We just recollected what is my y-intercept form, and why do I need y-intercept form? By looking at this equation, and then converted that to y-intercept form, found out the slope and the y-intercept, and from that interpretation itself we could just pick up the right answer. So if we approach this problem the right way, you will not end up doing a lot of calculation. That's why I keep boring you guys with my own theory. Yeah? Was it clear to everybody? Ria,
Yes.
Rehan, Hasvita, everybody? Ria, you are not saying anything, but is it clear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nikhil,
Yes, sir.
I will make Rehan sing a song for me someday, okay? Rehan doesn't talk, he just deals with me with thumbs up all day. Okay, no. Don't worry, it's the math class, will remain a math class. all the extracurricular talents we have, we will explore it outside the class. But yeah, coming back to the point, yes, I mean when I hear from you guys, yes, 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 these three yes means three different things to me. Okay, so that's why hearing your response makes a lot more difference for me. Okay. All right. Let's go to the next problem. And again, trust me, these problems are not difficult problems. Just that these problems are, it just needs a little bit of thoughtful evaluation of the problem. Okay? Let's go to next problem. This one says, oops, class is not needed. What is the equation of the line graphed in the xy plane that passes through 6, 3 and is perpendicular to the line whose equation is y equal to minus 3x plus 5. It says, what is the equation of the line that is graphed in xy plane that passes through this point and is perpendicular to this line? This is an interesting concept. And then you are given 4 options. A as y equals 3x plus 1 by 3. B is y equal to 1 by 3x plus 5. C is y equals 1 by 3x plus 1. And D is y equals minus 3x plus 3. So this question says, yeah, yes, coming to C, okay. So I'm just repeating the question one more time. This question says, what is the equation of the line that passes through this point and is perpendicular to this line? And you are given 4 options. So I have got one answer already, but whenever somebody says a line is parallel to a line versus a line is perpendicular to a line, what does it mean? How do you interpret that mathematically? I mean, with respect to a linear equation.
So if it's parallel, the slope will be exact same.
Uh-huh.
And perpendicular, the slope is inverse.
Say that again?
Or reciprocal.
Reciprocal, okay. So I got one answer, and I also got the thought process behind getting to that answer. But did everybody hear the question? Okay. Yeah? Okay. So give it a shot, and you guys have probably 5 minutes to solve this. Is everybody trying? Jana, Purvi, Ashwita, everybody trying, right? Riya, Chris, Rehan. Okay, let me interrupt you guys a little bit. So tell me, I got one response from Praneeth that this question says, find out a line that is perpendicular to this line. When you are talking about a line being perpendicular to a line, how do you correlate these two lines? I mean, what would come to your mind as soon as you hear the word that this line is perpendicular to this line? What would change? Okay. If you guys don't answer I'll keep on sweating like the way I'm sweating right now. Give me a minute, I'll come back to you guys. Okay, anybody is ready? Purvi, tell me better. What would be your interpretation from the statement a line being perpendicular to another line? In mathematical terms.
It's like when the lines form like a plus sign.
Uh-huh.
Like I don't know what this question is asking. And for this question, I tried like making a graph and I drew the points and I tried to like draw a line through the points, but I don't think that's right.
Okay.
I don't know how to.
No worries, but I'll explain that. I'm just trying to pick everybody's brain to understand what approach we are taking to solve it. Okay? Because approach is the thing that matters the most. Vishal, tell me, what would be your meaning of the statement a line being perpendicular to a line? I mean, in terms of the linear equation. Vishal, waiting for an answer. Jenna or Chris, Ria, anybody? Somebody tell me what does a perpendicular line mean?
It's just two lines that cross each other.
Cross each other, that is one way. Geometrically you are saying that if this is the line, a perpendicular line is this, which makes 90-degree angle with this line. Yeah?
Yeah.
Now I'm saying, since we are talking about linear equation, so this line has a slope and this line also has a slope. I can represent this line in slope intercept form, I can represent this line also in slope intercept form. Correct? I know this line is y equal to minus 3x plus 5. Yeah? So from this I know the slope of this line is minus 3. This line. I have to find out the slope of this line. Correct? So I'm trying to understand, do we know what would be the slope of this line? Okay, I think I have bothered you guys enough. So what was your, you are saying that if I have a slope given for this one, the slope of the line perpendicular to this will be reciprocal of this. So if the slope here is minus 3, it will be 1 by minus 3. 1 by 3. Okay, signs also change. Okay. That value. Okay. So now let me first decode this for you guys, okay? What was the point? 6 and 5, right? 6 and 3. Okay. So, if I have to solve this equation, okay, this problem, this says this is the line, and the line that we are trying to find out, that is perpendicular to this line and crosses this point. So, first thing first is, what is the line that is perpendicular to this line? How do I find out the relationship between this line and the line that is perpendicular to this? Now let's look at this. I will give you guys a very simple example. Okay? Let's say I have Does anybody in the class apart from Praneet remember how do you relate the slope of a line and the perpendicular line? Yes, Chris.
Is it the opposite circle?
Opposite reciprocal. Yes, it is. But that everybody would be remembering, probably by remembering it. Let's understand it also. That's very important. Now let's look at. I'm saying this is my line. Y equal to x. This is a linear equation. When x is 1, this is 2, this is 3. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. Yeah? This line is representing y equal to x because if you look at this, x and y, when x is 1, y is 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Yeah? Now if I talk about this line that is perpendicular to this, which is making 90 degree. This line is nothing but a reverse mirror image of this. It's like this line is rotated by 90 degree. So here, if you look at this point will be like x is minus 1 and y is 1. This point will be like minus 2 and 2. This point will be like minus 3 and 3. Yeah? So here if you look at the slope of this guy, slope is 1. Here if you look at this line, here it is y equals minus of x. Yeah? Here this point, when y is 1, x is minus 1. So this is negative of that. When y is 2, x is minus 2, negative of that. When y is 3, x is minus 3. So in this case, what we saw is a perpendicular line has the same slope, same value, but a negative of that. Okay? The problem is we chose y equal to x. It is actually, if I pick another point y equal to 2x, that will be better actually. That will be better. Let me clean it up. This is my coordinate plane. This is 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3. I'll pick double the point here. 2, 4, 6. Minus 2, minus 4, minus 6. If you are talking about this line is y equals 2x. When x is 1, y is 2. When x is 2, y is 4. When x is 3, y is 6. Okay? So y equals 2x. If I am talking about a line that is perpendicular to this, you will see that when y is 2, x is minus 1. When y is 4, my bad, minus 1, 2, minus 2, 4. Am I making sense so far, or I am getting you guys more confused?
You're making sense, sir.
Okay. So summary of this is, I drew a line y equal to 2x, okay, in this coordinate plane, and then I have drawn a line that is perpendicular to this. And what I see here is, this line will be nothing but, here your y will be here when y is 2, it's minus 1. When y is 4, it's minus 2. So y is minus
is going on here? I'm sorry?
It should be
1 over 2, that's what I'm trying
negative
to,
1.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
So
Hmm? When, why? Okay. Got it. Okay. Let me try proving that differently, okay? So, okay, I'll do one thing. I'll take the right example to prove this one, okay? I'll take the right example to prove this one. But for now, let's go with the. Okay, let that be an assignment for me, okay? I'll try proving that for you guys in a better way. But when you have let's say one equation y equal to mx plus c. If you're trying to find out another line which is perpendicular to this and it has m1x plus c1, okay? So I'm just thinking, what am I doing wrong here? I was not drawing it correctly. Anyway, I'll think about that a little later, okay? Let me not waste your time on this one. For proving this formula, I'll prove that again. So I have two equations. One is y equal to m1x plus c1 and second equation is y equal to m2x plus c2. When these two lines are perpendicular to each other, then m1 into m2 will be equal to 1. When these two lines are parallel to each other, then m1 will be equal to m2. The slopes will be the same. If I say that this line and this line are parallel, means the slope of this line and the slope of this line are same. When they are perpendicular to each other, the slope, multiplication of the slope of the two lines will be equal to 1. So you should use this concept. I owe you guys a proof of this one, okay? I'll prove that in the next class. I was trying to do that in the simplest possible way, but I was kind of not going the right direction, okay? So let me not waste a lot of time for you guys. We'll focus on this problem for now. I'll prove this concept. Either I'll send it to you guys offline or I'll prove that in the next class. Will that be okay? Okay. So for now, if I have this equation, I have to find out a perpendicular to this line. What is the slope of this line? Here the slope is nothing but -3. And the line perpendicular to this, the slope of this times -3 has to give me a 1. Slope of two perpendicular lines multiplied will give you a 1. Okay? So here m2, meaning the slope of the target line, will be 1 by -3. Now you know the slope already, and put that the slope intercept form. Y equal to no. So Praneet, it is not 1, it is -1, right? Slope of two lines. M1 into M2 is -1 or 1? Do you remember that? This it's -1, right? So this slope has to be 1 by 3. Yeah? It's multiplication of slope of the two perpendicular lines is -1. Okay? So here you got the slope as 1 by 3. So y is 1 by 3 into mx plus c. Now this line is going to this point. That means this line will satisfy this condition, will follow this contract. So you can substitute the value of x and y in this line and you'll get the value of c. So put x equal to 6, you put a 6 here and you put 3 here and that tells you the value of c. So 6 by 3 is 2, so 3 equal to 2 plus c, that gives you c equals 1. So now you put that in the equation, y equal to mx, m is 1 by 3, x plus c, c is nothing but 1. 1 by 3x plus 1. That was the answer everybody got, or somebody got different answer? What was the answer for you? C only, right? Okay. Okay, see how much I am sweating right now. I got trapped while proving one concept. So that is how it took the sweat out of my body. Okay, but yeah, simple concept here. When you are dealing with a problem like this, what we have to know is how are the slopes of parallel and perpendicular lines related. So the concept that you want to remember is that when you are talking about parallel lines, your slopes are same. Your slopes are same. Meaning M1 and M2 are same. When you are talking about perpendicular lines, when you are making 90-degree angle, this guy's slope and this guy's slope, when you multiply them, you will get a -1. How you get that -1? This formula I will prove that in the next class, because Jana, for you to be aware, any formula that I talk about in the class, I make sure that I explain that to you guys how that formula is derived. Okay, so just saying that, okay, remember this, M1 and M2 multiplied will be -1 always. No, that doesn't suit my style of teaching, so I will prove this to you guys. Okay, I was trying to do it in a simple way, but I kind of was taking a little longer. I'll just do a quick recap of this one and explain that to you guys in 5 minutes in next class. Will that be okay to everybody? Okay. Mandeep, you are 15 minutes early for the class. You might want to join after 15 minutes, okay? So, no worries. So here, the whole approach was, you have an equation given, you have to find out a line perpendicular to this one. So you found the slope by looking at this, and then you substituted this value because this point is on that line to find the value of c. And once you found the value of c, you put that in the slope-intercept form. See, for slope-intercept form, there are two things that you need to know. Y and x are your variables. You need to find out m and c. M you found by looking at the perpendicular of this line, and c you found by substituting this value in this new equation. Okay? And that is how we got to c. Yeah? I am not happy with my job today because I did not explain you guys how m1 into m2 is -1, which I owe you guys for the next class. Okay? Yeah? Alright, so let's go to the next problem. Is that okay, or you guys want to stop me from teaching you guys something which is not right? Shall we go ahead? Okay, let's look at the next problem. Next problem is a problem. Now we have a situation, a question which says, here is the graph given, which is, this is 7, okay, and this point is -7, this point is -3, and there's a line going from here, and this point is 2, this point is 1. Okay. So this point this is the graph given to us, and it says the line shown goes to the point -3, 1. So this line that we have goes to the point -3, 1. Which of the following is an equation of the line perpendicular to the line at point -3, 1? So it's asking us to find out the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line crossing through same point minus 3 comma 1, and we are given no option, so we have to derive this one. So we have to find out the equation of the line. So we have this line which is going from this point minus 3 comma 1, and it touches the x-axis at minus 7 and y-axis at little below 2, and we have been asked to find out the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line but passes through the same point. How would you guys try that out? Vishal, Chris, Mandeep, not Mandeep, it will be too much for you. Urvi, Ria. How would you try this? How would you find it out?
What did you say?
This, we have a graph given to us, okay? We have line 1 which is crossing, which is touching the x-axis at minus 7, and it goes to the point minus 3 comma 1. We have been asked to find out the equation of line which is perpendicular to this line and also passes through minus 3 comma 1. How can you find this out? What? Yep. Tell me. One more time. Negative 4x plus 13. I'm sorry?
It's not plus 13, it's minus 11.
It's minus 13 you're saying.
No, it's minus 11.
Minus 11.
Yeah, because when you do the negative 4 times negative 3, you get 12. So
Okay.
1 equals 12 plus b.
Okay.
Has to be, b has to be minus 11.
Mhm.
Negative 2. So
Okay.
y equals negative 4 is plus minus 11.
Okay, yeah, that's convincing. So, guys, so this is the question we have. We have been given a graph where it intercepts the x-axis, this line 1, intercepts the x-axis at minus 7 and intercepts the y-axis somewhere little below 2. And it also crosses the point minus 3 comma 1. We have been asked to find out the equation of the line that is perpendicular to this line, let's say this is line 2, and crosses the point minus 3 comma 1 as well. So what would be your approach or thoughts around this one? Jana, Ria, Vishal, Aswita, yeah.
I think we have to find the slope first
Hmm.
of the original line.
Uh-huh. And how would you do that?
You do y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1.
Perfect. Okay. So Jana is going the right direction, just that we have only 7 more minutes. So let me solve this for you guys. And then Pradeep has already solved it. So maybe I'm borrowing his solution
for explaining this to you guys. But when you look at this problem, it might look very cryptic, okay? It might look cryptic that, okay, I have only been given a graph. I see that it's touching the x-axis at minus 7 and touching the y-axis at a point below 2. But don't know. I mean, what is the exact value? Is it 1.8, 1.7? We don't know. And we are given that the second point on the line is minus 3, 1. So now we have 2 points through which this line crosses. So if you have 2 points, the coordinates of any 2 points of a line, you can easily find out the equation of the line. Once you find the equation of this line, then you can find out the perpendicular slope of the perpendicular line. And since we are told that this line also crosses this point, so if you know the slope of the line and you know a point through which it crosses, that is more than enough. So Lakshmi and Mandeep, you guys are 5-6 minutes early for the class. Let me finish the class for the senior kids and then we'll start their class, okay?
Yes, sir.
So now here look at this. This is my first equation. Let's find out the equation for this guy. So this is my best bet. This is how I will find out the equation for this line. This is my slope intercept form. First thing is, okay, can I find out the slope? Any equation, any linear equation should find out the equation. I mean, if you have to find out the linear equation, you want to find out the slope and then the point that it crosses. So we know the point that it crosses, it is minus 3, 1. So what is the slope? Like what Jana said, slope is y2 minus y1 by x2 minus x1, meaning rise over run. And since we have 2 points, so here y2 minus y1, my y2 is 1 here and my y1 was 0. So 1 minus 0 over x2 minus x1. My x2 is minus 3 minus my x1 is minus 7. So it becomes 1 over 3 minus into minus plus minus 3 plus 7, which is 1 by 4. So we got the slope of this line. If we got the slope of this line, since nobody is asking us to find out the equation itself, I will not worry about it. I have to find out the slope of the perpendicular line. Slope of any line's perpendicular line multiplied by itself gives me a minus 1. I know this value as 1 by 4. So this value will be equal to, this goes to that side, so minus 1 times 4. Butterfly. So your slope of the target line is minus 4. And it's already told that it crosses minus 3, 1. So y equal to mx. Your m is minus 4, x plus c. And this point crosses minus 3, 1. So that means this point will follow the contract of this line. So I will substitute the value of x and y here to find out the value of c. My y is 1 equal to minus 4 into x, that is minus 3 plus c. So this is 4 times 3 is 12 and that becomes positive. 1 equal to 12 plus c. So c equals 1 minus 12, that is minus 11. So you substitute the value here for c, your c is minus 11. So this becomes minus 4x plus into minus 11. So we could not go to the system of linear equation today because I wasted a lot of your time trying to prove that the slope of two perpendicular line is multiplication of slope of two perpendicular line is minus 1. That I should have proved much quickly and then gotten you guys to, Pradeep, can you open the blackboard for me? So that would have saved some time and that would have allowed us to go back to the concept of upper point, to the system of linear equation, but we'll cover that in the next class and we will try explaining that to you guys. Sorry about the wastage of 10 minutes while I was grappling with finding the solution for this approach. Okay? So we'll cover that in the next class. Alright? But was this clear with respect to at least the approach part of it? Nikhil, Jana, Vishal, Purvi, Riya, everybody? Okay, then I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your weekend.
Have a good day, sir.
Thank you, beta. And see you guys, some of you on Wednesday in the pre-calculus class.